Even before hip hop, though, my childhood like idols, and even now still Michael Jackson, right?
Okay.
So that's how it started. My mom's she had the Thriller tape, the cassette,
Mhm.
and it was from her when she was younger, and I used to bump that all the time. That's how I got into it. And
Mhm.
then for my birthday or something, then I got the Bad album, and I was a huge Michael Jackson fan. I would listen to that nonstop, knew all the words, study his dance moves in the mirror. I was like, I got to be a performer, like
Bull got a
Mike.
mean moonwalk.
Oh man, I still got it. I still got it. Yeah,
Let me find out Bug out here, Billy Jean in it. Let me
yeah.
find out. You know what I'm saying?
My brother just got me this bottle. I never even had it before. It's not bad though. Oh, it's Wayne Gretzky. That's as Canadian as it comes. You see it?
Yeah.
It's kind of blurred out, but
That's kind of, I mean, but yeah, but I see it though. You know what I'm saying? You is that your favorite? Is that your favorite drink?
no, this is my first time having this one. But anything brown I can tolerate. I like the brown
Okay.
stuff. I don't mess with like vodka and all that. But any type of whiskey or rum, scotch, I'm with it.
You like me? I'm a brown man. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? When it comes
yeah,
to my
yeah.
liqueurs, I like it dark.
For sure,
I
for
like it.
sure.
You know what I'm saying? But we live, we lit. Another episode of the A1 Live podcast. I got a dope MC, dope lyricist, dope artist, dope person, all around superhuman, super dope individual, super mind thinker. Uh ahead of his time, I say, you know what I'm saying? He moving the chains. So, he's gonna be very important to this culture. I got Boogie Bars. I'm gonna call him Bug. Th- thanks for going live with me. Thanks for, getting live with the A1 Live podcast. I appreciate you, G's.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you having me on here, man. It's an honor.
Yeah, we was talking and going back and forth behind the scenes. And you wanted to make sure I did my due diligence, and trust me, and I do try to do that with every artist. Make it feel intimate and make it feel like that this ain't just my podcast, but this yours too, and that your listeners get as much out of this interview as they can. For those
Right.
that it might be some that just hear the music, it might be some that just see you on social media, but they don't know who Boogie Bars is. So I just like to reach out and touch bases.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know how it is in this
Yep.
day and age where everything is just, we microwave and we quick. I just I want to sit down and pick your brain a little bit, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm and so for your interview, I'm gonna be all around, like, cause I want to get into the music, but then I want to, like I just said, I want to dissect Boogie Bars, who Boogie Bars is, and I want to dissect kind of how your mind think, and you know what I'm saying, and kind of get that, from one artist to another. I'm an artist myself, and just trying to get your opinion. You know what I'm saying? Because opinion matters. Um, let's talk about the game for a second. You know what I mean? you know, in this game where some would say it's a conspiracy, as far as labels, signing artists, and as far as labels signing artists that they know have a like a beef behind them, or they know that has some type of smoke behind them. It's a conspiracy that these labels sign these artists, being that it's more, publicity or more revenue when artists are beefing, because they know, once you get that once you get them to sign on that dotted line, and once you gone, and once they got that your your signature, they gonna get what they can get out of you anyway. They it's the saying goes, you worth more dead than alive. Do you think it's a conspiracy, like as far as the labels go, to sign these artists that they know sue wooing and doing all of this? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I gotta say I agree with that. I gotta say I agree with that, man, because the people. Okay, my beef with most labels is the people behind and for the most part, it's going to be the rich white man who hasn't really experienced the culture and grew up, just loving hip hop and all that, right? To them, it's about business and money, which kind of takes away from what it should be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but I mean, but I'm sure. Like, I don't hate all labels. I'm sure like there's some good labels that, like even like labels that got like say Drake kind of owns his own label, and like with Wayne with all them. That's a different story. Anyone who has like an independent who was an artist and now they got their own little thing, I don't have beef with them. But for the top dogs who ain't even really involved in the culture, and they ain't playing fair, right? And it's robbery.
And I hate to name that, the Jimmy Iovines, the ones that you never gonna see. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? You gonna see the
yeah.
underlings, but the ones you never gonna see. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Like I seen this picture. It's kind of off topic, but it just made me think of it. But I seen it was like some post that said, um, it said this is the face of Popeyes, and it was like the middle aged black woman from Louisiana, from down south, whatever, right? And then it said, but here's what the CEO looks like, and it was like just a white blonde woman. That so it was kind of just like, man, see, like hip hop, it's just a fact that it's black people culture. I don't have no problem with all races being involved in it, but it just is what it is, and respect where it's due. And so when I kind of see people who just like for example, if I got this pop right here, and if if I don't drink pop, I got no business trying to sell it and market it because
Yeah.
I'm not a pop drinker, right?
Yeah.
So
And don't get me wrong, I get it because hustle is hustle, right? But it's like I rather deal with or spend my money somewhere where I know they understand me, or like, you know
mhm,
what I'm saying? They
yeah,
understand. So I don't feel as bad when my dollar go out to that person, because it's like, okay, I either know you understand me, or I know you giving back to the community with this. I know you doing something positive. It's not you just eating and just, I mean, because we all got to eat at the same time. So I get that.
mhm,
But as
yeah,
long as I know it's a bigger purpose behind you eating, you know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey man, you have a unique, refreshing style, unique flow, refreshing style. You know what I'm saying? I can tell that you put a lot of thought in the cadences, and I can tell that you put a lot of thought in the wordplay and stuff like that. Is that on purpose?
Yeah, that's on purpose. But at the same time, like it comes easy though. Like I'm just being myself in a sense, right?
Mhm.
But it is definitely on purpose, and there's definitely a lot of thought that goes into it. So that's kind of why when I show people my song, and I'll see they'll be bobbing their head, and I'll be like, hey, but did you hear that line? And they'll be like, oh no, I didn't catch that. So then I'll kind of back it up and be like, yo, listen to that line though. But at the same time, I hear that some people just want to bob their heads, right? And there ain't nothing wrong with that. So that's why I try to cater them too, like with the dope cadence and the flows and all that, and the melodies. But for people who actually want to listen, I got a message in there, and I'm saying something.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah, and I could tell that, and like I say, that's why I asked, because I can tell when I listen to your music and I go and look at your visuals and look at your video that you ain't just, this ain't just a get rich quick scheme for you.
Hmm.
I can tell that that you bleed this. You know what I'm saying? You passionate about this. You
Yeah, it's
know,
about the art. It's about the art. So like
which is
even,
which is.
or
Mhm.
go ahead.
Which is rare, because a lot, I mean, even the ones that's just coming out and that's new, you can tell the ones that's just doing it for the bag, and the ones that's like doing their homework, like, you know what I'm saying,
That
going to the
I was just about to say that too. 'Cause I don't know if it was like Lil Yachty or not 21 Savage, but it was one of them. It might have been like Lil Yachty or something, but one of the new cats, and they was talking about how they know they're not good at rap, and they don't care that they're not trying to be good. They just do it for the money. That's all they do it for. So when I kind of heard that, I'm kind of like, man, that's just, they shouldn't have the position they're in, because it ain't about money like that, right? But I mean, like you were saying, I understand the whole business aspect to it, right? Some people, they got to eat, but it's definitely, it's more than that.
And I ain't mad at them, you know. Shout out to the ones, cause even the ones you just named. Shout out to Gotti. Shout out to 21. At least they're the ones that's honest about it. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying. So
yeah.
there are those that I appreciate that are honest about it. Like, yo,
Oh, you know who it
I know
was?
I can't rap.
It was Blueface. I just thought of it now. It was Blueface that said that. I think it was
Yeah,
Blueface. Yeah.
Blueface baby.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, and I appreciate the ones that's honest about it. Like, yo, I'm just out here to eat, feed my family. Like, I'm not even gonna fake the funk. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I can appreciate that because now I know how to approach it. You know what I mean? I know how to approach
Hmm.
it. I know how to approach it with less seriousness than I would, like, let's say the one like a Redman or even like a J. Cole or, you know, Kendrick. You know, I know not to approach it the same way. And
Yeah.
then sometimes even when they come with a hard track, I'm even more surprised because I'm like, okay. You know what I mean? It made me
Yeah.
think like a little bit.
Yeah. And sometimes they might just be talking to them. That might just be like a little defense for people who are saying that they suck. So they're kind of like, oh, I'm not even trying. Meanwhile, they trying, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But
How important, we in a state where everyone wants to sound the same. Everyone wants to sound like the hit record they hear on the radio. How important is it for you for you to keep that originality that you have?
it's very important because I'm not into the trends, right? I'm not trying to be, blow up quick right now, but then I'll be stuck in right now, right? Like
Hmm.
I'm more so like actually a good quote that I liked. It was from Tech Nine, and he said, "Tech will never go mainstream. Mainstream will go tech." So that's kind of what I like. He's like I'm not changing my style, but people are gonna start paying attention to my style for just being myself, right? So I kind of abide by those type of laws.
And shout out to Tech. And you see Tech because he don't look like he hurting, right? And his
Hmm.
following. See, it's different because his following, he got a core following. It's different when you got a core following and not somebody that's just gonna listen to a song a day and tomorrow they ain't really rocking with you. When you got
Right.
that core following, they gonna grab every album, every t-shirt, every memorabilia, every merchandise, like every Boogie
Hmm.
hat. Like when you got
Yeah.
that core Boogie following, when Boogie say he dropping a single tonight at midnight, they're gonna be, yo, if it's 12:01 and he ain't dropped it, they're gonna be hitting like, yo, Boogie Boog, what's going
Hmm.
on? Like, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? That's dope to have that following, bro. Speaking of dropping at midnight and dope songs, you got a song called Beast Mode. What does Beast Mode look like for Boogie?
Man, beast mode is just about going all out and giving it everything you got, and no matter what you're doing, right? So for in that specific scenario, I was going beast mode in rap, so that's why I was kind of just showing what I can do. Even at the end, when I was just spitting with the same type of the flow, and I kept going and going. Right when you thought I was gonna be done, I kept going. So it's about going beast mode in that, but then also like in the video, and I like to try to bring some humor into it too. So like the video is kind of comical with me picking someone up and slamming them to the ground and all that,
Yeah,
and I'm looking
yeah.
all like so it's just about going hard in the paint, right?
And speaking of video, there's a lot of creativity in your visuals too. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's very refreshing. Do you come up with your own treatments? Like, how much of that is you coming up? How much of that is you with the director? Like, yo, I want it to look like this, that, and the third, or the director, or do you sit back and be the artist and let the director get the vision? How much is of that is you as far as your treatment for your visuals, because your visuals is, it ain't just a camera and the typical 100 niggas like,
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah, yeah.
saying.
So, well, it's a little bit of both because what I like to do is when I approach them, I usually got like an idea of what I want for the video, but I really encourage the director to give it like throw your own touch on there. Like, well, what do you think about that? Oh, you got some ideas? Like, because I'll even hit up a couple directors and be like, I want to do something for this song. Let me know if you got any ideas for it, right? Because I want to hear their ideas and we kind of go off that. But I make it be known that I don't want my videos to look like all your other ones that you're doing, like trap type style and all that. And like
Yeah.
I want something different, right? Like a little storyline maybe or whatever. So, but I'm big on collaborating and working with other people. Even when I'm in the studio, picking the engineer's mind and saying like, well, hey, should I do this or should I do that? And a lot of times they'll be like, just do what you want to do what you want. But I kind of like to get their feedback, right? And because I can use that, so I see an advantage and a benefit for working with other people who specialize in stuff like that.
Cause at the end of the day, it's a partnership, right? Like
Yeah,
I want you to feel like this your baby too, because at the end
right.
of the day, yeah, it's my song, but your name on it too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And if we both trying to get somewhere, this just gonna benefit us both. You know what I'm saying? And it,
mm-hmm.
and well, it's getting back to that state where visuals is more getting important now, you know. But it was a time where we lost the importance of how dope a video is. Like you had to. That's why I salute guys like Ludacris, guys like Busta Rhymes, guys
Yeah,
like Kanye. You know what
mm-hmm.
I'm saying? That the same amount of energy I put into this dope record that you could put your headphones on. When you see the video, you're gonna want to, and it makes sense, and
Yeah,
and it's cohesive. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. You can watch it on mute sometimes and it'd be just as interesting, right? With Busta and Luda and all of them, right? They got dope
Yeah,
visuals. Yeah,
that's why I kind of liked Hype Williams, you know, because his videos was almost like a movie. Like
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
he
Movie,
pulling
yeah.
you in. You know, he drawing you in to something.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of dope, man. That's hella dope. And you got another song called Greatness. Talk about the thought process behind that record and how you linked up with the game on hosting it. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was
Yeah,
super dope. I seen the game hosting on that boy. I'm like, okay.
yeah,
Talk
yeah.
about the
I actually,
talk about the thought process behind that record and linking up with the game and all of that.
yeah. Well, so I wrote the song first, recorded the song, and then I hit up the game on Instagram and was like, "Yo, man, I really want you to give me an intro and all this," because he was kind of doing something else with his whole mixtape thing that he wanted to get put my song. It was actually for Beast Mode. He's like, "Oh, let me put Beast Mode in the thing." And I'm like, yeah. Like, well, we can talk about that after, but man, I just really want to get your voice and give me that intro for this song called Greatness, man. You're gonna like it. So, so he was cool with it. So he did it, and he sent me right away just a little recording off his phone, sent it over to me, and my engineers did a little mix and mastering to it, and it made it dope. And then I got Jaron Benton on the feature for that one, and that one we had to contact his management, and that one it went smooth, man. The way the whole thing came together was nice.
Who did the production on that boy? Cause that I put my headphones on.
Oh yeah, that was Kato. Kato on the track.
Shout out to
Yeah,
him. Shout out to him,
yeah,
bro. Do you work
yeah.
with him a lot or?
Not a lot, but we'll talk on like here and there because I got another one. He produced another one of my tracks too. So
When I get in the album mode, bro, because I'm an artist like you know, when I get in the album mode, sometimes I gotta. Sometimes I like to zone out from the outside world, right? So I might not listen to another artist, or I might not because I don't want to make a mistake and get on the same wavelength as another artist. Like that's why I got this imprint called Origination, and it's all about being original. It's all about originality and being original, having a nation of people that think like me. What do album mode look like for Boogie Bars? Like, how do you get in album mode? How do you get into that whole process? Walk me through that.
for album mode, let me see here.
You Boogie Bars. The last album, couple months in, and he ready to already go back into a new one. How do you get into that? How do you sit down and say, okay,
So for that, I really focus on the tracks as individuals because I want each track to sound like a single, like it could have been dropped on its own. So that's kind of how that started out. I started out with one track,
okay,
and finished that one up, and I'm going hard just on this one track. Nothing else matters but this track.
okay, okay.
And then focusing on that one.
So
Get that
even if
one
you
out
hear
that time.
another beat, you're not even gonna touch that yet until you completed this one.
I can't, and sometimes it's hard because like I'll hear another beat and I'm like, I got a melody for that one right now. I know a hook that I could do. I got the bridge already in mind, but I'm like, I can't just yet because then this one's gonna get put on the shelf and it might not have the same drive and thought process that I got now for it. So I have to really dedicate myself to finish that one individual track, and then I can move on. and it's great to finally move on because I'll be getting tired of it before it's even out, right? I'm like, I
Yeah.
want to keep moving on. So that's
Yeah.
kind of how it was with the 7 tracks on that album. Was it was really focusing each one at like individual singles, and then put it together and was like, this is me. This is my first
Do you
project.
okay, okay, so you say you each track individually, but even when going in, do you say like, okay, I want X amount of tracks on this album, or do you record and then you know when you're done, like, you know what I mean?
Well, first it was going to be a 5-track EP. I wanted it to be just 5 tracks, and I had the titles for him and everything. I had the beats for him, and they was mostly like I had the verses for it. I had to just do a little seasoning up on them, finishing them up. But then I did what you were just talking about. I heard some other beats, and I'm like, oh man, I gotta do something for this one.
Yeah.
So it was for 2 other songs, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna save that for the next EP. So I
Right.
dropped this 5 and then the next EP. So I
Mm,
went to the studio, I recorded those 2, and I'm like, I gotta put this out with this project here.
yeah.
So that's how it turned into 7 songs for that one.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I was just gonna ask, like, okay, the songs that don't make the album, what do you do with them? Do you say, okay, or I was just gonna say, do you say, okay, well, before I do the album, I'm gonna give them a little appetizer, or do they roll over to the next album, next project, or do you mixtape them? Like, do Boogie Bars drop mixtapes at all? Is that still like, because when I was coming up in the game, bro, you kind of wanted to put out a mixtape before you wanted to put out an album just to get them ready. Is that still a hot thing to do? Because I don't know. Like, is that is that still the formula, or do you just go ahead and give them the whole thing?
Well, first I dropped 7 singles.
Mm-hmm.
Last year I dropped 7 singles and 7 videos. And then this year I doubled the catalog, 7 more songs, and put them in an album. And it is like a mixtape, or I was calling it like an EP, but because I added those extra 2 songs, I don't know if it's technically considered an EP still. But because even in the intro I say go sit tight for the EP. Sit tight for
Yeah.
the EP. So I call it an EP. But and then if I'm just talking with someone, I'll be like, oh, check out my album. Right. So it's just like a collective project of mine. But I would say it's like a mixtape. It's a mixtape show.
Real quick, man. Let's talk about and like I say, I'm gonna be all over the place, right?
Yeah.
Because I like to talk about your music, but then I like to pick artists' brains as far as the industry and just see how they think. Let's talk about selling out, right? Like recently, I guess Lil Nas X came out and said, he wasn't gay no more, or whatever going on with him, and no disrespect to the LGBTQ community. I salute them. It's all love here. Let's say he did that for the bag, right? Will Boogie ever do something that he would be considered not his style? Not even if it's gay. Like, let's say you told him, no, I don't want to put on this long shirt. Then they said, huh? You was like, all right, give me the long shirt. Like, will Boogie ever do something that's not his style for the bag, for the check?
Well, to give you the short answer, hell no. Hell no, I ain't gonna be doing that because I'm gonna be myself regardless, and you just take it or leave it right
Boogie,
there.
what if they say? What if they say? All right, bro, but well, we gonna blackball you, and we gonna make sure that you never work in this town again.
That's a position I do not want to be in, and I'm gonna do everything I can to make sure I'm not in those shoes, not in that position, because yeah, I do not want to be in that position right there, man.
Yeah,
That would be a tough one, but
yeah. He said.
yeah, man,
He
stuff like
said.
that happens though.
Long story short, no, bro. Like my little 100 followers that listen to my music. Hey, I stick with them right here, and we'll stay solid. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
for
saying? More
real.
power to you.
Yeah.
While we on the subject of real, bro, let's talk about authenticity, right? How important is it as an artist, and tell your fans or tell listeners that they might be teetering. You know what I'm saying? How important is authenticity to an artist, to keep, your authenticity at 100% levels? Like, you know what I mean? Like, because sometimes we might get out there on the track and like I might get on the track and all my tracks is about gun bars and never held a gun. Like, how important is it for Boogie to keep that authenticity in his music?
It's very important because I feel like if you ain't being real, eventually you're gonna get burned, right? You're gonna get called out. or you're going to be in a situation you don't want to be in. For example, 6ix9ine with the situations he was in and all that, because he was someone who wasn't really living what he was rapping about, right? He was more so of an image, and he took on that, he claimed it, and he got himself in some trouble, right? So that's why, because I don't be carrying guns and I don't gang bang, so I don't rap about gang banging, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's very important to be true to yourself, and don't be saying too much stuff that you wouldn't do, because you might get tested for it.
Yeah. Remember when we was coming up, bro? Like getting a deal, that was the like the upper echelon. Like I want to get it hearing my song on the radio and getting a record deal. Is that still important to Boogie today?
No, man, I
In a
think
climate where everything is indie, everybody you can press a button and put your own album out. You can press a button and we got social media. You can press a button and reach somebody in Yucatan that you probably wouldn't be able to reach. Is getting a deal still that top goal for Boogie?
No, it definitely ain't like that as it was back in the day. Because I just read 50 Cent's book, and the new one he put out, and he was kind of talking about that. Like when he was coming up, that was the only way you could make it, was you need a record deal, because they had to print the CDs and distribute them and get them into stores and all that stuff. But now, like you were saying, click of a button. So really, if a label were to approach me, they would have to have something serious to offer, because all they're going to be doing is pressing the same button I'm pressing to distribute it all to all the streaming platforms, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I would be down to hear out anybody, but they would have to have something serious to offer, and it had to be something big because of the power we got of social media, right? So,
as musicians, bro, like our minds are always going, what's the next song? What's the next video? How's the cover gonna look? Like, what's the treatment? What am I gonna wear to this show? What am I gonna wear to this video shoot? What does a day in the life of Boogie just relaxing look like? When he don't have to be an artist, you know what I'm saying? How do Boogie just relax and just zen from it all?
Man, so I like the bike. I got a motorcycle, so man, I like to cruise on that, man.
What you drive? What you like, a Harley type? What you?
Oh no, I got the sports bike. I got the Crotch Rocket. Yeah, I got a Honda CBR.
Yeah,
yeah. And then man, I like to try to work out, stay in shape, get the guns up a bit. But I mean, in music, man, I like to listen to music any chance I can get. I'm very social. I like to kick it with people. I don't like to be alone too much. So like, if I'm chilling, I'll be like, I'm hitting somebody up. Hey man, let's do this. Let's link. Let's whatever. And even if we just bumping some tunes, right?
Yeah, that's dope, man. Because as artists, we still got to take a break. We got to still take time to ourselves to reset, because sometimes even just jumping in the next project, we'll find ourselves talking about the same thing if we haven't lived life in order to give a new perspective or paint a new picture. Like, right? If I'm always in the same room, when I keep telling you about that room, you're gonna be there, you're gonna be in a room without having to see it, because I haven't moved to another room. Like, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes we gotta take a break. So that's why I like to ask those type of questions to see, how do we how do we find our things that are therapeutic to us outside of the music. Of course the music is therapeutic, but outside of the music, I was talking to somebody earlier, right? And we was going back and forth on Facebook. I ain't gonna say no names, because I was listening to the new Collab album. New Collab album is dope. Salute to him. But I was having a conversation about sampling, right? They felt one way, I felt another way. It's like 90% of the songs on the radio are sample work of sometimes songs that aren't even that old. Do you think sampling, as far as when you look for a beat, do you think that's becoming the cheat code or the easy way out of making a hit record? Like, you follow what I'm saying?
I
As
get what you're
opposed
saying.
to original.
I get what you're saying. I see the beauty in sampling. Like, because I think Kanye West was a big one to start carrying that over and start using that so much. I see the beauty in it for sure, but there's also a downfall to it because there's some people that tried to get a sample cleared, and they said, all right, we'll clear it for you, but we're taking 90% ownership of that song, so you'll get 10% royalties, and that's it. They got to give up all the rights to the song just for using that sample. So it's kind of like it comes at a big cost. But
Yeah, I mean, I guess, and me being, like I say, I'm an artist, but I also make beats too. And if you need any production, let me know. You know what I'm saying? That's just a little shout out to you. If you need
for
anything,
sure.
just hit me up on my line. We already tied in, so if you need anything, I can hook you up. I already know how you like to go with it, so I
All
got something
right.
in the tuck for you. But it's just me being a producer. Don't get me wrong. I'm not mad at the sampling. It's just sometimes one, it oversaturated, and two, it's like, am I bopping because it sounds familiar
Yeah,
or because
yeah,
I really like the song? Like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah. It's
so
definitely
I.
it's cheating a
Mhm.
bit. It's cheating a bit. All right.
Okay, well, you heard it here first. He said it's cheating. No,
Yeah.
I won
but
that
I
argument
see the
you on
beauty.
Facebook, who I was talking to.
But I see the beauty in it though. There's some samples that are great, right? And I love it. I love it for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I'm being a small hypocrite because I got this song called "Reminisce" where I sampled Mary J. and that boy hit hard. So I'm being
See?
I'm being
Yeah.
a bit of a hypocrite, but I try not to make that, the bulk of my work. You know what I mean? I try
Hmm.
to. How do you select who you collab with? Like let's say you got a song. How do you? Okay, I'm keeping this for me, or no, I think such and such would be dope on this track with me. How do you select who you collab with as far as it goes, whether it's an album, whether it's a single?
Most of the time, I'll have it in mind before I even start writing the song, right? So I'll be like, man, I really want to collab with this artist. Yeah, I really want to collab with Dizzy Wright. I really want to collab with Jaren. And then, so when I was thinking about Jaren, I was like, I really want to do one. So I'm like, okay, well, if I'm gonna do a collab with him, I got to get a Kato beat. So that's why I hit up
Mhm.
Kato, and we were talking. We went through some beats, and I'm like, yeah, this beat right here. And then I made the song, and then I got him on it. So that's kind of how it is first. It's like, man, if there's someone that I really want to do a collab with, I'll have it in mind first, and I'll kind of make a song and be like, I'll make sure that I can hear them on it.
That's dope. Like because and keeping on the same track of producers because I got a producer. His name. If I'm not on my own beats, I got two producers. That's my go-to producers, and one of these producers, almost every time I make a project, he got a couple records on that, and I'm still waiting on him to. His name Day Murder. I'm still waiting on him to do my whole album. Will you ever work? Is there first question? Is there one producer that you would just love to work with and lock in and have one project where it's just nothing with him, nothing but him? That way it's cohesive. You know how like how albums used to be, where it was like one producer on the whole album. Sometimes you have R&B artists that's like that, where it's just Timbaland on the whole, and it sounds
Right.
like sonically it sounds because you don't have the album all over the place. If it was
Yeah.
one producer that you could work with, who would that be?
Man, there's just one cat named GC, and he just caught. I just caught him halfway through the album. That's why those two songs I added were produced by him. And man, he makes really dope beats. Another one's Straz Dean. He's from Vancouver, Canada. He's dope. He produced two tracks on the last album, and we're talking now too. And I'm getting some more beats from him now. I've been listening into his catalog, and I got something in the works for those. But there's some real dope producers I would love to work with. But then it's that whole problem, and I feel like I get ADD sometime where it's like I'm listening to something and then I'll hear something else from someone I never even heard of, and I'm like, man, I need that one, and I'll look up
Yeah,
that producer, right? So it's just we have too much of a selection that it's so tough to just
it's
stick with one,
hard. Yeah,
right? That's why
yeah.
people hit me up almost every day trying to like, hey, you need beats? Listen to my beats, do a song this beat. I'm listening to them, and I'll like them, and I'll like the beats, and they're cool to talk with. I'm like, oh, I'd love to be working with you, but Man, sometimes it's like I don't like having to just be like, okay, I gotta just choose from these right here.
Yeah,
When I got
yeah,
BeatStars where I got like a
yeah,
million beats, I can choose whatever
yeah,
I want whenever I'm feeling,
yeah.
right?
No, I get it because and like you say, hearing different producers, you might come on the track different than you would or that you have came on the track. Like you follow what I'm saying? You
Oh
might
yeah.
ride it different because he done did it like this, or his tempo different than the tempo over here. So that yeah, it is a gift in that just finding different ears to hear your music. You know what I mean? That's hella dope. That's hella dope. We in the business right now where it's here today gone tomorrow, kind of like, you know what I mean. How does Boogie not get caught up in the I'm done with that person wave? Like, you follow what I'm saying? Like, how do you stay in the trend, not staying in the trend as far as like being of the trend, but how do you stay relevant in your listeners ears?
Uh Man, I just stay true to myself because one thing I believe, and it's just the confidence of the artist, is I got it, right? I got it. So now it's just having
That's what
other
I'm talking about.
people,
Talk your shit, my G.
right? But now it's just getting other people to feel the same way, right? And and the thing is, like, I like to switch it up. I feel like I got kind of like a range where I'm doing the witty beats and like the fast rhyming and all that, but then I'm slowing it down and I'm singing R&B about some girl that I love and all that. Like, so, and sometimes producers they don't make beats that go both ways. Some do, but even the ones I use, like the song "Follow Me," if you hear that one, I'm just spitting straight bars. And I wanted to keep using his beats because he was a cool dude. I was talking to him, and his beats were kind of all the same. So I was forced to almost keep the same style for that song, and I wanted to switch it up because
Yeah,
even when I'm listening to my Spotify, I got my own tunes on. I don't really just listen to just straight bars all the time. Man, I like to listen to R&B,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm almost forced to choose different producers in that sense. But I feel like because I can kind of bring best of both worlds, that even if a lot of girls, they don't be listening to like a lot of the rap. Some do, but not all of them. So that's what the R&B is kind of like more catered towards the female, whereas the bars are more catered towards the man,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I was talking to Fabo the other day, on the last podcast, right?
Oh yeah,
And
I was
and
watching that.
and the Fabo we see, I asked him like, the Fabo we see, is that Fabo? And he say, bruh, I'm like this 24/7 before I even get on the track. Sometimes as artists, we might turn on a little bit for the cam, like we might turn it on a little bit more thick, and then when the camera go off, we more. How much of that of Boogie that we see on the camera is Boogie, and how much of that, if at all, is entertainment?
So actually, what's funny is I was just talking to my boy that I grew up with. I haven't seen him in a long time. Shout out Khalil Jones. And he was talking about how he listened to my music and all that. And we used to hang when we was real young. And he said one thing that he thinks is so dope about it is my personality shows in every song and every video. He's like, man, he's like, you just have that personality that goes through your lyrics, and you just show it. So that's why I feel like, man, it ain't no fakeness, right? When the camera's off or if it's on, it's kind of just the same thing, right? Because I'll talk like serious issues, social issues that some people get uncomfortable about, and I'll just bluntly say it. But and then I like to bring kind of humor into it, right? Because life's too serious sometimes, and you gotta laugh at some
Yeah,
stuff. You gotta laugh it
absolutely,
off.
man.
So
Especially right now in the times we living in right now.
mhm.
Absolutely, bro.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then speaking of personality, let's talk about the look too. Sometimes a lot of people might say that it's not just about being a dope MC or a dope lyricist. Sometimes this is about the image that you put out there, like whether it's the drip or whether it's the how we look in a photo shoot or whatever that may be. Is that important? Is that as important as the songs Boogie put out? Is the look as important as the music?
It's important, but I can't say it's like if I had to choose one or the other, man, I'd rather people just listen to my music, right? They don't have to be on my Instagram liking my pictures, but hey man, listen to the song on Spotify, Apple Music, or whatever, right? Because I rather my music go a lot further than my looks,
You
than my
rather your
image,
music
right?
speak more. You rather your music speak for you, right?
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I feel like the music is bigger than me, right? And that's kind of how I want that to go.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely, because sometimes, and if you think the other way, then that's fine too. But sometimes we get lost in the other side that we don't put so much effort in the music. Then by the time the album come out, they're like, wait, this trash though. I mean, I feel you,
Yeah. Yeah.
that cold, but this song is is
Yeah.
garbage.
For
Like,
real.
what we doing, bro? You know what I'm
Yeah. See,
saying? So
I'm more into the art because even when you see like a painting that you really like,
yeah,
that painter, he's promoting his painting, right? He wants his paint, what he drew on the wall. He don't have a
yeah,
picture of his own face on the
yeah,
wall, right? He
yeah,
might want the credit, put his name on there, and know that
yeah,
he's the one who did it, so you can
yeah.
see his own catalog. But he ain't drawing pictures of his own face.
And to your point, that's why the painting is bigger than the signature that he put on it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
The
hundred
painting
percent.
is big and his signature is small in the corner. You know what I
Right.
mean? I
Yeah.
want you to see the art. I want you to see what I brought to the table and not how I scribbled my name. That's very dope,
Right.
bro. Where you from originally?
I'm from Windsor. I'm born and raised in Windsor, man. We neighbors. But hey, shouts out Detroit. I
Yeah,
had to bring.
cause I was, I was doing my homework and I was doing my due diligence, and I seen you in the D a couple times. So I'm like, okay, is he from across the street or is he from across the street? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Windsor,
No.
man. Talk about the music scene in Windsor and talk about how much just being around there influenced you. Like, who are some of the people that influenced you from your hometown?
So Windsor, we got a very interesting thing going on here because uh, it's a small city, right? So and it's got the influence of Toronto because
Okay.
being Canadian and all that. So the Toronto influence is big, and you kind of see some people even got that Toronto accent. And then, but we also got an influence from Detroit because we neighbors, right? It's a border city.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
a lot of people from Detroit out here, they got family out there. Even me, half my family is in Detroit, so I'm always out there. And
Okay.
so the influence of both, and then it's almost like meshing them together out here, and then almost getting like their own little unique sound going on.
Yeah.
So and I mean I go to shouts out Mad Studios. He's got one in Windsor, Detroit, and Toronto actually. And
Mhm.
Shadow's my engineer. I like working with him. And yeah, man, things are good.
Yeah. Bug, when did you start rhyming and what got you into music?
Man,
Take
you
me
got
back, Bug. Take me all the way back. I want to go. I want to go early Boogie bars. I want to go early Boogie when you was just Bug running up the street. You know what I'm saying? Getting into stuff that you wasn't supposed to get into. Come on, we ain't got to get into that. How did it start for you? When did you start writing music? And when did you start writing music? And when did you start taking it serious? Like, okay, let me work on my craft and I can do something with this.
Man, so you could find books in my crib from like, or actually it was my parents' crib, and I just got them now because they had moved. So we dug up some archives of my old little notebook, and I had rhymes in there when you could barely even read my writing, and I was writing rhymes in the books. So I mean I've been doing that for as long as I could remember because I always had this thing in my head that I'm like I was gonna be a child star. I thought I was gonna be like Bow Wow and all that, right? Like I was
How
gonna.
how early was this? Give me a timeline.
Man, time let me think. Like
9, 10. Was it that early? Like,
it was early. It was early. It was early. Like 9, 10, maybe even earlier.
Okay.
Because I was always big into to music. I was always big into music. Even my cousins, like they're always like, oh, Buggie's always listening to his music, right? And
Who was
anytime they would come over,
who were some of them artists that you were listening to, like that you can remember as far back when you first started listening to hip hop? Who was some of them in your tape deck? Because that's back when we had the tape deck.
yeah,
Who was
yeah, that was it was Nelly. I was really big into Nelly. 50 Cent,
Word?
yeah, 50 Cent, Nelly. Those are my tops. Uh, and then I always like my R&B too. So you remember Music Soul Child?
Come on, bro.
Music Soul Child is one of my top R&B singers of all time, man. Always loved his music. But
Okay,
even
so you
before,
turn that on for the ladies. Okay, I see what
yeah,
Boog doing. I
yeah,
see.
a little bit of influence from them. But even before hip hop, though, my childhood like idols, and even now still Michael Jackson, right?
Okay.
So that's how it started. My mom's, she had the Thriller tape, the cassette, and it was from her when she was younger, and I used to bump that all the time. That's how I got into it.
Mm-hmm.
And then for my birthday or something, then I got the Bad album, and I was a huge Michael Jackson fan. I would listen to that nonstop, knew all the words, study his dance moves in the mirror. I was like, I got to be a performer, like
Boog got a
Mike.
mean moonwalk.
Oh man, I still got it. I still got it. Yeah,
Let me find out Boog out here, Billie Jean in it. Let me
yeah,
find out. You know what I'm saying?
for
That's
real.
dope, bro. Hey, real quick, while we on influences and early music, man, because okay, so give me one person or one artist that people or one genre that people would be surprised that Boogie even listened to. Like, for instance, for me, I love rock. That's no secret. I love rock, right? But then like Queen, that's one of my favorite rock bands because of their melodies, because of their guitar riffs, because of what they could do with a song. Like, you know what I'm saying? What's
Word.
one artist that your listeners, that your down home listeners, that they be surprised like, word, you listen to Billy Billy Holiday, like, you know what I'm saying? Give me one artist that you.
All right, actually, I got it. It might even surprise you because actually, I never been big into rock, but my brother, my younger brother, he's really big into rock. He listens to rock when he does hip hop, but I always been straight hip hop. But a genre actually that was surprised that most people don't know about is gospel. I love gospel music, man. I
Okay,
love gospel music.
okay,
Yeah, Ty Tribbett, Kirk Franklin, Mary, man.
okay.
They'll still come on like the shuffle, and I'll be listening to that like regular. I mean, I love gospel music.
Amen to that, bro. I just had a gospel artist, dope MC, Mirror on the last
Yeah,
podcast. You
yeah.
should
I got
check
her on
her out,
Instagram.
bro. Y'all might
Got her
be
on
able to
Instagram.
link because she hella dope, and and I was just asking her about hip hop artists and gospel artists, bridging that gap. So definitely check her out, bro. Book, when you go in a record, right?
Hmm.
Do you hear the hit before we hear the hit? Like, do you know, like, oh, this the one? Do you hear the hit before we hear the hit?
I hear the hit the moment I hear the beat.
Okay.
That's when I need to be. I'll hear it, and that's when I know if it's for me or not. Because sometimes I'll hear a beat that's dope, right?
Mhm.
But nothing really comes to mind. I'm not gonna force it, right? That's for somebody else. But when I hear a beat and I'm like, oh, I already know what I'm about to do to this beat. That's when I hear the hit. And
Yeah.
yeah, so I'll do like a little recording on it, like I'll say even on my phone as the beat's playing, so I don't forget the melody or the flow or the cadence that I was trying to do. And then I'll listen back to it after, and I'll make sure I make it sound all nice.
Or even like, let's say, like, okay, when I make music, right? I make a song and I might think it's dope till the cows come home. Or it might be a song that can't nobody tell me is whack. But then I do have that person, like, say for instance, my wife. I do have that one person that if I make a song, I give it to her because she ain't gonna yes man me, right?
Right.
She gonna tell me like, nah, this ain't it, or it's cool, but it ain't radio ready yet. Do you got that one person that when you make a song or when you make a project, before you do anything with it, you let them hear it and they give you that, yeah, like, do you have that one person to go to, or is it just, no, can't nobody tell me nothing?
No, my wife be doing the same thing, man. But at the same time, I always got to take something with a grain of salt because there's some times where she'll be like, "Man, that ain't it. That ain't it." And then I'll do it anyways because I'll be like,
Yeah,
"Man, it's it."
I
And then she'll
told
hear
you.
it and she'll be like, "Yeah, that was it. That was it." Right. That's why I was like, "Yeah, see, sometimes you gotta let it. You gotta hear it a couple times, right?"
Yeah. But where do you see yourself going with your art? Like, what's your end game? Like, where is your Mount Rushmore at the end of this? Like, where do you see yourself going?
Man, making music and people just hearing it because I feel like I'm always gonna make music, right? There ain't no retiring when it comes to that. And the way I know is because if I were to win the lottery for $500 million right now, I wouldn't be working no more. I wouldn't be doing no 9 to 5. I wouldn't whatever. But one thing I would still be doing for a fact is making music. Right.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't be cutting my own grass, but I'll be making music still.
Yeah,
Right. You know what I'm
absolutely.
saying? I ain't gonna
Ain't no
wash my
doubt
own
about
dishes,
it, bro.
but yeah.
Ain't no doubt about it, man. That's hella dope. And speaking of, you said hitting the lottery or getting that bag. Let's say you had a black card, right? And you could pay for any feature. What's your dream collaboration? It could be an artist, it could be producer, it could be movie star. What's your dream collaboration?
My dream collaboration. My
Yeah.
dream collaboration. Man, that's almost something that I would have to ponder on for a minute. Let me think of something real quick.
Huh? You ain't got that already ready? Somebody came and was like, yo, Bug, I heard you, and I'm on the phone with X woo woo woo, and they ready to do a song with you. Who on the phone?
Man, you know what it'd be? It'd probably be more so like a R&B singer. Like I really like her. You know her? And then SZA, and I
Mhm.
also gotta say Jasmine Sullivan. And I would say I got them right now, yeah. But actually,
Songstress.
but for a rapper, you know how I like to collab with is Corday, a young cat,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
doing,
YB and Corday?
yeah, I like him. I like him.
Yeah.
He's making good music.
That's hella dope, bro. I like him, and a lot of people sleep on Corday, man. They don't realize I seen him freestyling up at Funk Flex, and I myself was taken back. You know what I'm saying? I can be
Hmm.
honest to say I was taken back. Because I just, you look and I'll be honest, I judge the book by its cover. I can be an open book right now. I judge the book by its cover, but once I tapped in, once I seen him on Flex, and then when I tapped in a little bit to get some backstory, I was like, yo, he kind of dope. Another person, the people might not, but his mindset, I love his genius. They might not like what he's saying, and they might not like his image, but I love his melodies, and I love where he going. It's Young Thug, bro. I gotta say it, like, you know what I'm saying?
He put on a dope show too. I saw him. He opened for J. Cole in Detroit. I went and saw him. Was that about 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
Mhm.
And man, he threw it down, man. He was good. He was dope on stage.
Are you guys because I know we over here, are you guys quarantining? Like, how is the performance looking over there? Are y'all back performing yet, or how's that looking?
Nope. It's 100% lockdown still over here.
Really?
It don't make no sense. Full on lockdown still over here.
So what do lockdown look like over there? Like
It,
like
it
like everything
everything's
closed.
closed. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
That's crazy, bro. I can't wait to get out of this, bro. I ain't performed since 2019. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And my last performance was so dope. And I was so mad, bro, because that was before my last album, the last album that I just dropped. That was before my album dropped. So I was ready to roll this album out, the album I had in 2020. I was ready to roll that out and get ready to do that whole like promo run. Like, you know what I'm saying? And everything
Right.
shut down. I'm like, yo, but this was
Yeah.
the one.
I feel you. I feel you, man. I feel you.
but it's still cool because it created avenues to do like things that you do. Get on live and do these live concerts, so to speak, or do these like live freestyles to
Right.
where it ain't just 20 people that's watching me. It's, if I go live and I got 1,500 followers, they watching me too.
Right.
So
Right.
it's a gift and a curse, man. It's all good. It's all about how you look at it. What is one message that Boogie would get his fans if his fans was listening that he wanted to get his fans? Whether it's a positive message, whether it's, keep striving, whether it's, don't step on the crack, you break your mama back. What's one message? What's one message the Boogie give it his fans?
Man, I would say grind. Work hard. That's what that whole beast mode thing was all about. There's this one have you heard of David Goggins?
Yeah.
I just read his book a little bit ago, man, and that book almost I can't even say it changed my life because I always because even Beast Mode was way before that I read his book. But it just kind of was like it had me even more motivated, man. Like just grind, just work, don't sleep, right? You stay out of your comfort zone, right? If
Yeah.
you're in your comfort zone and you're not challenging yourself, you're not doing something right.
Yeah, and you and I love the fact that you're a brother, you're a person that's reading. What other titles that you might have in your library or on your nightstand that you're reading right now? You know, give us some titles that you might be that we might can soak in. I know you said the 50 Cent one, and then
50
that one.
Cent one.
Give me some other titles that you might that's your favorite titles that you're reading.
All right, those two were the top of the year for sure. Let me see what else I was reading. Oh, Muhammad Ali's book too. That one was real good.
Yeah,
That one was real good. Yeah. He actually, I think he's got two books. I'm about to get on the next one, but the one I just read was real good. Um, let's see what else, man. Because that's my idol. Is it Muhammad Ali as well?
the greatest. Hey, and
Yeah.
it's the greatness, huh?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
tying
For
in.
real. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. Hey, Bug, if you wasn't rapping right now, right?
hmm
Then blank.
And I'd probably be trying to find someone like me and help him out. I'd be trying to find someone who's got the
Would still be
same.
giving back.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be giving back in a lyrical sense, but you would still be giving back some way.
Yeah, I would make sure it gets out there somehow because you got to make sure that the right people are getting to the youth and to the ears and to everybody, right? You don't want no people with no skill or bad intentions or whatever, and those are the ones that are selling out and getting to everybody, right? You
Hmm.
want to make sure it's the proper influence, the right person that's in charge in a sense.
Absolutely, bro. When we do get back to performing, I want to touch on that a little bit more. When we do get back to where we can perform and sell out shows and do shows, what's that one? What's your favorite song? What's your go-to song? Are you like, yo, if nothing else, I gotta do this song?
Uh, Man, well, you got me thinking about greatness now, man. Greatness, because that I dropped that album during quarantine and all that, right? So,
Hmm.
but I think greatness would go hard. I
Yeah,
think greatness would go real hard.
yeah. If you could change anything about the industry, Bud, what would it be?
Man, I would change it being so much about money, because even when it comes to
That's
like
hard. That's hard.
yeah, because even when it start coming to like collabing with people, and you start to realize quick, it's all about money, right? They're it's not about like, hey, I believe in you, or oh, this is dope, we gonna make it work. It's more so, okay, well, this is my price, pay me. It's like I understand it, I really do understand the whole business aspect to it, but I wish it was the art, and then I
Mhm,
wish it was money, right? And it's money way up here, and then it's the art. So
mhm.
if I could change something, it would be to have that switched around.
Absolutely, bro, and that's hella dope, and it's gonna be a long time before we can do that, but I'm glad that it's people that think like us. See, as long as we got people, as long as we know who they are that think like us and have that same mindset, we never go wrong, bro. We always
Right.
have our corner or our popular table, if you will. You know what I'm saying? We always
Right.
have our popular table in the lunchroom. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Where they could be
Yeah.
like, okay, them the backpackers, them the whoop de whoops, but them the
Yeah.
boogie bars over there. Let's go over there with
Yeah.
the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What's next on the menu for book?
Oh man, I got some visuals coming
Give
out.
me the rundown, baby. We ready.
So I just dropped a video today for the intro, bugging out. It was like a dope little lyrical video. And then next month I got a video for Want You. I went and filmed in Toronto. It's gonna be some dope visuals. Shout out Prince. And then I got a little something going on for Figure It Out R&B song. A nice little video storyline going on for that one. That's about to come out probably a month after that.
I seen that one
So
visual you had where you had the little it was a woman in there. It was like a little it was some eye candy in there. What you do? Did you have auditions for that? What you
which one? Which video are you talking about? Because it depends.
um you it looked like y'all was on a date and you was spitting like you know what I'm saying? It was like
You might have been talking about night because I went to Montreal and I
yeah,
went.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I know because I know for sure you was in Montreal.
yeah, yeah. So I went out there and I was I just threw on my story. I said I'm looking for a model for a music video. So I had a couple inquiries and I just took my pick of the litter. And actually for that one it was was her management, because she was like part of a model agency, and it was her management that hit me up and was like, "Hey, yo, what are you looking for?" And then so she kind of was like, "Hey, what do you think about this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool.
That's
Yeah,
hella dope, bro. Like, yeah, and that's why I say the visual. That's why I say that's what caught me. I heard your music, but then I'm like, because yeah, we already follow each other on YouTube, but I wanted to see what I was hearing. Do
yeah,
that make sense? You know what I'm
yeah."
saying? I wanted to see what I was hearing and put one and two together, and and reach where we at right now. So you say you more visuals. Any thoughts on dropping a new project? Is it something in the cusp that you like? Okay, I'm gonna sneak them on this one.
Yeah. I got something in the works for that. My only concern with dropping new tracks right now is I don't want to take away from the album that I put out. So I'm gonna keep. I got some visuals coming for that. More focus on that. More promo on that. Have that grow a little bit, get to more people's ears, and then probably end of the year, early next year, I got a nice little sum coming out.
That's hella dope, bro. And aside from the music, anything else that you might want to tap into? Any scripts came across your table? Any, what I'm saying, fashion? You know.
One thing I did want to say though is for I don't know if you've seen the video. It's for a song called "Tell Me," and we're in like a forest and it's like different colored trees and all that. The
Yeah.
model, the model in that one, that was my wife. So that one was
Oh,
kind of cool to do.
word. Yeah,
Yeah,
shout out to the wife. That's important,
yeah,
man. It's important
yeah,
to not only to have that backbone, but it's always important to just keep them involved in everything we do, man. That I feel
hmm
like that's the only way it's gonna go right. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? To keep that
hmm
involved in anything we do. You guys don't have any children out here, do you?
No, no children.
Oh,
No.
okay, but still, there's still a family, even if it's just you two. There's still a
Yeah.
union, and that's beautiful, man. That's beautiful, and it's beautiful that you shouted her out because that's a lost art as well. We get on here, as artists, and everybody got their own endeavors, but it's a lot of artists out here that you wouldn't even know, like, oh, he married, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah.
important because it's important to see that. It's important to see that union. Like, okay, he can still be an artist and still be a family man.
Yeah.
That's good for the people that's up under us to look up to. So that's
hmm
dope that you shouting her out, and shout out to her and shout out to you guys and y'all union, bro. That's hella
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah, and you do your wife as well, because she's like, is that your management or something? I seen. I was wondering if that was your girl that was setting everything up,
Yeah,
emailing and all
yeah.
that.
She the
Yeah,
one
that's
that
dope.
actually she the one actually, because like I say, I was just doing my rap thing, but I just wanted to find a different lane. Like, you know what I'm saying? Especially when quarantine hit, shows was slowing down. I
Right.
just wanted to do something different, but I still wanted to be involved with music somehow. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And
Yeah.
so it was actually her idea for me to do the podcast. I like to run my mouth
Word.
already. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
And I already be doing my homework, and me and her be having these conversations. Like, I'll be talking about rap, and you're like, this artist, did you know this? And did you know they was doing this? Woo, woo, woo. So why not
Right.
put it in a podcast? So yeah, it was actually her that put the fuel to the fire.
Say word. That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, so, Bud, where can they follow you at on social media, and where can they get your music?
Oh, Buggy Bars, just about anywhere you go, man. Instagram handle, Facebook, YouTube, Buggy Bars, Spotify, Apple Music, out everywhere, man.
Bud, thanks for going live with me. Thanks for coming on my platform. Like I say, I really appreciate you taking the time out to sit down and let me pick your brain, and even let me go even more in depth into your music, because now we tied in, bro. And like I say, if you need any type of music, or if you just want to just chop it up, or if you want to just come back and promote something, bro. This your platform too, bro. This your home. If you got a single coming out and you like, A1, I got this project coming out. Let me come on there and let me spit 20 minutes. So I got 20 minutes, but let me, holla at me, bro.
Oh, man, I appreciate it, man. That's love. Appreciate that for real.
Well, one love. There we have it. We got Buggy Bars. Go follow him. Go listen to him. Go watch him. Dope MC.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.